Welcome to B Speaks. I'm Dr. Lonise Bias. I am the president of B Speaks International. We are a life investment company. We package and deliver hope. We bring new solutions to old problems. We're glad that you joined us today. Our segment today will be dealing with youth and the situations that youth deal with on a daily basis. Also, I would like to share with you, you may wonder who I am. I am the mother of the late Lonise Bias that died in 1986 of drug intoxication 2 days after being drafted by the Boston Celtics. And some 4 years later, I lost a second son, Jay, who was violently murdered in a drive-by shooting. I use the deaths of these two young men as an opportunity to travel throughout the nation, encouraging both young people and adults alike. At B Speaks, we believe the best is yet to come. I believe that my two sons were two seeds that went down into the ground to bring forth life. And today, we want to bring hope and life to young people. For the past almost 30 years, I've been traveling and speaking to young people, adults, and communities. And there has been a progression of the anxieties and the concerns and decisions that young people have to make today. But at B Speaks, we believe that our young people are reachable, teachable, lovable, and savable. We must change our approach in adapting to their needs. For what worked in 1959 won't work in 2016. Well, let me say what worked in 2010 won't work in 2016. So we have to step our game up and understand that we have what our young people need to help them to move forward today. Hope is not extinct. I don't care what it looks like. Our young people are reachable, teachable, lovable, and savable. I have an opportunity to travel and speak to my young audiences, and I try to encourage them to remember the best is yet to come. I try to encourage them to remember that they are the gift and that they have hope within them, but they have to stir it up and bring it forth. I tell them that they have greatness within them, but they're so overwhelmed by so much information that they're absorbing at an alarming rate that they can't process everything. So today, I want to give them a few tips on how they can try to improve their strengths that they have within them. And to identify the strengths that they have, we want to talk about today what are the strength killers. The first strength killer is disrespecting authority. So many of our young people don't understand today that authority is set in the earth to keep order. And whenever you rebel against positive and legal authority, you immediately go out and you embrace negative authority. Authority is set in the earth to protect you. So many times young people tend to think that their parents are riding their back, people don't understand, adults don't understand what they're dealing with. They think that so many people are against them when they say don't do this and don't do that. But the motivation is unconditional caring. The motivation for warning young people about where they're going, who they're with, pay attention, don't do this, don't do that. These are warnings to protect our young people today. So we need young people to understand that whenever you go out and you rebel against negative authority, when you rebel against positive authority, you embrace negative authority. And when you embrace negative authority, that is a dark and tricky road. It looks like it'll be okay. Everything feels good and smells good for a season. Then the rug is pulled out from under you. Whenever you rebel against positive and legal authority and you embrace negative authority, you have to suffer the consequences. So what is your strength? Your strength is to have self-control, to listen. For the foundation of all understanding is the willingness to listen. And we're losing so many beautiful young people today because they refuse to listen to positive and legal authority. I always ask our young people, how many of you have a loving mother or a loving father, and they raise their hands? And I tell them that their parents have been put in the earth, or their guardians, or their foster parents, or whoever is looking after them is put in the earth to help you. Now, we know today that there are no perfect moms, no perfect dads, no perfect children, no perfect families anywhere. The Joneses look like they have it all together down the street, but you go down there, they're going through things too. So there are no perfect moms and dads. There are no perfect families, but it's still not an excuse for us not to pay attention to positive and legal authority. For whenever, if your mom and your dad or whoever is your guardian, if they are not positive in your life, then there is someone in your school. God in his mercy will send someone to help you, to show you a better way. So when you don't see negative, when you don't experience a lot of positive authority in the home and in the community, then you have to seek out positive authority that will lead you down the road to life and prosperity. So those of you who have loving parents, I have said this so many times before, young people say that they love their moms, they love their dads, but they lie, and sometimes they try to tell the truth and tell a lie anyhow. And so many of you laugh at that, but do you know who has your back? If you come from a home where there is a mom and a dad that really cares for you and trying to show you the way to life and prosperity. Now remember, I said there are no perfect moms or no perfect dads. I said that all families are becoming, all families are a work in progress. But whenever you rebel against what they're saying to you, then there is a price to be paid. And so many of you will turn from the love of your family and turn to your little friends that you think are for you, that love you so much. This is one thing that so many young people do. They turn from love and turn to people that they think are really for them. I'll tell you this, young people, everyone that laughs and grins in your face is not your friend. So in order to build strength in that first area, you have to respect authority. You have to respect authority and always be seeking true and positive authority. Always be seeking those paths that can take you to life and prosperity. But it starts with a loving family. Listen, I said there are no perfect families. None of us are perfect. Those of you who may come from an environment where there's negativity, there's still hope. Remember, the best is yet to come. At B Speaks, we believe no matter what, our young people are reachable, teachable, lovable, and savable. We must change our approach in adapting to their needs. And there are people of authority that are waiting to help you. So take care. The second strength killer that we have today that robs our young people from strength is this whole idea of image. Today, everything is image, how I look, what I have on. Do I have the latest high-tech equipment? We are always working for the marketable. We are always looking to consume goods. Now, it's nothing wrong with having beautiful things or the latest trend, different things that are available products for young people today. But when you embrace the marketable more than you embrace the non-marketable are the things that money can't buy. You see, I talked a while ago about your parents. Your parents are a non-marketable commodity. Once your mom and dad should die, or a relative or a loved one should happen, something should happen to them, you can't replace them. They are non-marketable. What other non-marketable qualities are we talking about that robs you of your strength when you do not use these qualities? The quality of self-love. Getting up every day, loving yourself. It's nothing wrong with loving and enjoying the clothes and the technical products that you have today, this high-tech phones and pads and so many different wonderful things. Social network can be a beautiful tool if it's used properly. But unfortunately, so many young people are suffering today from using the social network because people use it negatively. See, that's non-marketable. When someone says something to hurt someone else's feelings or bullying them, that is negative, non-marketable influences that come into our life. But what I want to talk to you about today is loving yourself, what you have on the outside, and loving the high tech, the different things that you have, appreciating authority. But also what I want to talk to you about is the non-marketable gift of self-love. What I understand is that so many young people wake up every day and hate themselves. Isn't that amazing? They will put on all of the right clothes. They will have all of the latest shoes, latest hair color, everything. They will have the latest tablet, the latest backpack, pocketbook, you name it, and wake up every day hating themselves. Isn't that something? What about the young people who do not love themselves, do not value themselves, and are constantly discounting themselves every day? No love for themselves. The greatest love of all is the love that you should first have for yourself. Yes, I said none of us are perfect, but you should be able to identify who you are and value and discover who you are on the inside. Who is the real you? Who is the real you past all that you put on the outside? We want to talk about the non-marketable, developing non-marketable skill set to identify how much you love and value and appreciate yourself. But it's hard to do this. It's difficult to do this because you always have someone tugging at you to come go another way. Today, we want our young people to embrace education. And so many of our young people are doing very well, doing very, very well. But what we have today are some young people with $200 hats on their head, $200 hats on their head, and do not enjoy or love themselves or even care who they are. They're just going along to get along. Learning to love and appreciate and value yourself. You have greatness within you, young people. You are the gift. The best is yet to come for you, but you've got to own and build up non-marketable self-love and stop discounting yourself. Stop putting yourself down. You have to press to get to who you are, to get to know yourself. How many young people in this nation don't even have a clue of who they are and just going along to get along for image's sake? No. Know who you are and value who you are. You have gifts. You have resources within you, not only to help you, but to help your peers and encourage them as well. The third strength finder that so many young people deal with is this whole idea of, if I join the right group, my life is going to be better. And so many young people have gone over, gotten in the other group, and gave away strength because they thought they would find strength over in that other group. But when they got over there, they found out it's nothing but disappointment. It's nothing but heartache. You thought you would have fun. And this is one thing I implore you young people to think about. Stop going along to get along. So many young people today are in what they thought would be the right group and they hate it. And they do not withdraw because their greatest fear is the fear of not meeting the approval of their peers who are just as imperfect as they are. None of us have it all together, but fear prefaces courage. Fear comes up to see if you can do that thing that you need to do. This is the hour, young people, for you to turn and rethink where you're going. So much wasted energy on disrespecting authority. So much wasted energy on, oh, I'm gonna get all of the new things and still not happy. Then, oh, I'm gonna join this group and it's not all it's cut out to be when you get over there, and you won't leave because you fear what people will think about you. Let me share something with you. When you are dealing in these types of situations, the grass may look greener on the other side, but when you get over there, it's still tough to cut. There are no easy places in this life. No easy places. Stop giving your strength away. Stop giving your energy away. Use it to build yourself up, not to tear yourself down. The third lie, that the fourth strength finder, that's strength killer, that so many young people believe in, is that if I do what the group is doing, my life will be great. I'm going to do everything that they do and I'm going to be happy. Do you know the statistics of the young people who are dead today? We always talk about death, but we never talk about the young people who are permanently injured, the mental institutions, rehab centers, hospitals. So many young people who have made poor decisions and are suffering the consequences for them because they wanted to join the right group, and after they joined the right group, they did what everybody else did, even though they knew within their heart it wasn't the right thing to do. When you hear that little voice speaking to you saying, no, go another way, that is your alarm system within you telling you, no, listen, and it's going to replay. You're going to hear your mom's voice. You'll hear Dr. Bias's voice. You'll hear your dad's voice. You'll hear your teacher's voice. Someone's voice is going to come to trigger that alarm to tell you don't go. I'll tell you a quick story. I was in a school district not long ago speaking, and in this particular area, young people, there was a homecoming or some type of event at the school that was happening, and two younger young men could not go. They were home in bed, were supposed to be home in bed. And so what one did was text the other and told the other, let's go out joyriding. So they snuck out of the house. They went joyriding, and both of them were killed in the car accident. Their parents never knew they were gone. So when the police came and knocked on the door, the parents are saying, what does he want this time of day? We say, they telling your sons died in a car crash. Are you crazy? Car crash? What are you talking about? That couldn't have happened. My son is upstairs in bed, but doing what someone else wanted them to do. And the mother and parents went upstairs and saw their baby was not in bed. Their baby was gone, and their baby was dead. Because follow the leader. I'm going to do whatever anyone else wants me to do. How many times do we hear of our beautiful babies dying in automobile accidents every day? What about this new thing with all of the drugs and the heroin and all of this? You know why it's going on? Because you have no self-love. Learning to love and value and appreciate who you are. I don't care what conditions are going on around you. You have the responsibility to know who you are and to fight to preserve your life and to keep your life from decay. The best is yet to come. I don't know if any of you know or not, but you are this nation's greatest natural resource. Without you, we have nothing. Now just think, if all of you are disobeying authority, you're hung up on the outward appearance, and you're joining any group, and then you're doing what the group is going to do. Who's going to lead this nation? Who is going to lead your family? What is going to be the legacy that you leave in the earth? Think about it. You count, and the best is yet to come through you, but you have to stand up for what you believe in. So many times, we think we know it all, but what young people have today is $200 hats on $2 brains. You hear what I'm saying? All caught up on the outside. And this isn't just in one neighborhood or another neighborhood. Oh, they're doing this over there and it's not happening here. No, all of our young people are at risk in this nation today. And because they're all at risk today, because you all are at risk today, you have to take responsibility of yourself, of your life. And the thing is, I know it so well, is so many of you are so miserable. That's why suicide is up so high. Let me tell you about suicide. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Your life has value. No matter what your problems are, you can make it. As I mentioned to you earlier, I lost 2 sons. I wanted to die. I did not want to live. When my first son, Len, died, and then 4 years later, Jay, Len, a drug-related death, Jay violently murdered, I wanted to die. But look at me today. I had more strength down in me. I still had something to give. And you have something to give today. Don't throw in the towel. The best is yet to come for you. But you've got to respect authority. You have to appreciate your image, but you also appreciate the non-marketable as well. You have to choose the right groups you're going to be with. Why is it that all of you are running to join someone else's group? If you don't believe in bullying, if you don't like being bullied and don't like people talking about you and saying things about you, why can't you start a group and you extend the scepter where you don't bow to them? You start a club, or not a club, but you start bringing students or your peers together where you talk about good things. And where you don't beat each other down, you help build each other up. Because the medicine that you all need is each other. And that's why all of you are so torn up. Because you have what each other needs. You have the good in you to give to your fellow student, to your brothers, your sisters, to young people in your realm of influence. You have the power. You have the strength to do it. But we talked about the strength killers. The fifth strength killer. Oh, Dr. Bias, nobody in the world has a problem like mine. No one in the world has a problem like mine. I tell you this, I don't care what you're going through. Someone is going through something worse than yourself and making it. Someone is going through something worse than yourself and making it. No matter what it looks like, somebody is going through something worse than yourself and making it. Be content where you are, because there's so many levels below where you are. I was in one school and a young lady came up to me and she told me that she lost both of her parents in the same year. Her mom and her dad both OD'd off of drugs at different times. But do you know where I saw her? I wasn't at a rehab facility or a detention center visiting her. I saw her in school. Even though she had buried both of her parents, she was in school trying to learn and deal with her grief and move forward. There are no easy places in this life, young people. Life is a bowl with lemon and honey in it. Sometimes it can be sweet and sometimes it can be bitter. It's called life, young people. The only way you can get juice from an orange is to squeeze it. The only way you can get oil from an olive is to crush it. The only way you can get a diamond from coal is under millions and millions and millions tons of pressure. And that pressure, all of the anxiety that you feel today, is to bring the best out of you. It's squeezing you to pushing your back up against the wall for you to discover who you are and wake up every day not picking on yourself and beating yourself up because you're not like someone else. Listen to me. Comparison ruins contentment. When you're always comparing yourself to someone else, get up and look at that image in the mirror. Beautiful you. Beautiful you. It's time for you to understand the strength that you have to move forward and to turn all of those ashes in your life to beauty. You have something to give. You are the best, and the best is yet to come. The final and last strength killer is this one. I can do anything I want, and I don't have to listen to anybody, and I'm going to do everything I want. And do you know that's the biggest strength killer? And it's also a big lie, because so many of you are doing exactly what you want to do and you're miserable. You're still depressed. You're still oppressed. You're thinking about suicide all of the time. That's why all of the drugs come into play. That's why all of the social behaviors, everyone is animated more or less on social media. You know, you don't have any contact with people. You're talking on social media, so you forget how to interact with people and really find out who you are. So you say, I can do anything I want to do. I can do anything I want to do. Whatever I feel like doing, I'll do it. And you're still miserable, still brokenhearted, still lonely, so disappointed. Let me tell you, these times when you feel like this are opportunities for you to dig deeper within yourself. Better is a little in peace and quiet than to have much in bitterness and strife. Better is it to have a little bit. Where is your place of comfort? Where is your place that you have peace? Do you have a space that you have devoted from where you can get around away from all of the noise of that's going on in our society today? Can you cut your iPhone off? Can you get off of Facebook? Can you cut your pad off? Can you get off of the internet long enough just to get back and reflect on who you are? You are beautiful. You have so much to give. And no matter what you've been through, As I mentioned before, someone has been through something worse than yourself. You've got to take good care of yourself. But taking good care of yourself is work, because there's always going to be someone pulling at you for you to come do what they want you to do. Well, if you slip and fall, get back up. Get back up, but don't give your strength away. Keep your strength to build yourself up. So many of you are into so many different things and you don't even like it. You're doing it because you see someone saying it's the popular thing, it's the trend, and you should do it, and you don't like it. Get to know yourself. The greatest love of all is you learning to love and value yourself. You are a thing of beauty. Greatness lies within you. I wanted to die, but here I am 30 years later talking to you to encourage you. The best is yet to come. In closing, this little story about the snake. You all have probably heard this before. But a young man's mother had warned him over and over about snakes and said, don't have anything to do with snakes. If you see a snake, keep going. Don't stop. Don't play with it. Don't do anything to it. Well, this boy was climbing a hill, and he saw a snake. But guess what? This snake could talk. So the boy was thrown. The snake said, take me up the mountain, take me up the hill with you. And the boy said, no, my mother told me about snakes, and she told me not to play with them, pet them, or anything because they're dangerous. And the snake said, oh, your mother doesn't know what she's talking about. I won't hurt you. I won't hurt you. Isn't that what you hear sometimes? Oh, this isn't going to hurt. So the snake was so cunning that he won the boy over, and the boy disobeyed his mom. And he took the snake and carried him up the hill with him, and he was my new best friend. My mom didn't know what she was talking about. The snake didn't bother me. And finally, they got to the top of the hill, and the boy put the snake down. And when he put the snake down, the snake bit him. And the boy said, hey, you bit me. And the snake said, you knew what I was before you picked me up. Think about it. Think about it. The best is yet to come, but there are distractions all around you. Don't get distracted. Pay attention. Take good care of yourself. Obey positive and legal authority. Nothing wrong with having beautiful things on the outside, but get to develop inner strength and love for yourself. Don't run to join every group. The grass looks green over there, but when you get over there, it's tough to cut. People will laugh in your face. You say, well, Dr. Bias, if I don't join their group, they're gonna laugh and talk about me in front of my face, right? And if you join the group, they're gonna laugh and talk about you behind your back. It's called life. It's called life. Life is a bowl with lemon and honey in it. Sometimes it can be sweet and sometimes it can be bitter. But the best is yet to come. And hope is not extinct. And you have gifts and treasures within you have not even discovered. The greatest days, the two greatest days in your life are the date you're born and the day you value and discover who you are and love yourself. May God bless you all. Thank you. Take care. See you next time.